All right, so we're diving deep into the Lakers this time.
Really trying to see, if they're true contenders this season.
Yeah, with Doncic now.
Especially with Doncic.
And we've got some great articles here from Yardbarker and Los Angeles Lakers on SI.
Yeah, a lot to dip into.
Yeah, to figure this out.
What I found fascinating is this recent game against the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Seems like a real turning point with Doncic and how he fits with this team.
Yeah, I mean, initially there was so much skepticism, right? He's ball dominant.
Exactly, yeah.
And people wondered how that was going to work with LeBron.
A lot of questions about how he would adapt, especially next to a guy like LeBron.
Yeah, and his first few games weren't exactly inspiring.
Yeah, he had 14 points in his debut?
Yeah, 14, then 16, and then another 14.
Right, not explosive start that everyone was expecting.
Right.
But then that Denver game happened.
Yeah.
And man, everything changed.
32 points.
32 points led the Lakers to a huge win.
It wasn't even just the scoring, though. It was the way he was scoring.
Right.
What really stuck out to you?
It wasn't just like a hot shooting night. He was moving the ball. He was finding open teammates. He was playing within the offense. He wasn't forcing anything.
I keep thinking about that alley-oop to LeBron.
Oh, yeah.
In the third quarter.
Beautiful play.
You could tell they were really starting to click.
And that was one of the biggest questions coming in, right? How's their chemistry going to be?
Totally. And then, Doncic said after the game, our goal is to win the championship, and I think we have the teams for that.
Bold statement.
You buy it.
I think there's some real belief there. You could see it in his eyes, the way he was interacting with his teammates.
Yeah.
He's bought in, and he sees himself as a key piece.
But it wasn't just Doncic, right?
No, not at all.
LeBron had 25.
25 for LeBron, 23 for Reaves.
And Hachimura with 21.
21. Yeah, this team is deep.
Which a lot of people overlooked.
They did.
At the start of the season.
And their defense, phenomenal.
Holding Jokic to 12 points.
Who's averaging, almost 30 a game?
Yeah.
They completely shut him down.
They really did. It seems like everything is clicking, but big question mark.
That injury.
Yeah. Doncic leaves the game early.
Ankle injury.
Don't know how long he's going to be out.
Yeah. Really throws a wrench into things.
Just as they were building momentum.
Right when the doubters were getting quiet.
This happens.
It's a huge question mark.
Before we get too deep into that, though, let's unpack those initial concerns about how Doncic was going to fit.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of them.
Oh, yeah. People were worried about his style.
That ball-dominant, isolation-heavy style.
With LeBron.
Yeah, how's that going to work?
A lot of people predicted a clash.
And would LeBron, at this stage in his career, even be willing to
share the spotlight,
adapt his game?
Right. It wasn't just about Doncic fitting in. It was about the Lakers system fitting him too.
That system that's built on,
shared responsibility,
Yeah.
balanced scoring.
Can you really have that with a guy who loves to create his own shot?
And those first few games, it was almost like watching two different recipes trying to blend together,
Yeah.
hoping they wouldn't clash.
And then Denver happened?
Right, and suddenly we saw a glimpse of what this could actually look like.
A glimpse.
Doncic playing within the system, moving without the ball, trusting his teammates.
Efficient basketball.
Smart basketball.
He wasn't trying to be the hero every single possession,
Nope.
making the right play.
Whether it was a pass for three or attacking the basket when the opportunity was there.
And that speaks to the basketball IQ of both Doncic and LeBron.
Absolutely.
They both recognized that they needed to adjust
Find that balance.
to maximize the team's potential.
Can't forget about Coach Ham either.
Oh, yeah.
Managing all these egos, these different personalities.
And creating a system where everyone can thrive.
Yeah, he deserves a lot of credit.
Huge credit for fostering that teamwork and that shared responsibility.
Where superstars like Doncic and LeBron are willing to sacrifice for the team.
We've got this exciting new dynamic, a team that's clicking, and then, bam, the injury.
Worst possible timing.
Just when they were silencing all the doubters.
Just throws a wrench into everything.
So many questions.
How serious is it? How long will he be out?
Can they maintain this level of play without him?
This is a critical moment for the Lakers.
They need to dig deep, rely on their depth, and prove that they're more than just one player.
Exactly. This is going to be a true test.
But before we get into all of that,
Yeah.
let's take a closer look at their defense.
That defense.
Because that performance against Denver wasn't just about offense.
No, it was about shutting down one of the most potent scorers in the league.
Nikola Jokic.
Nikola Jokic.
What impressed you most about their strategy?
It was how they disrupted his rhythm. They didn't just contain him.
Yeah.
They made him uncomfortable.
They were forcing him into those tough contested shots.
Every point was a battle.
It really was a team effort.
From Anthony Davis to Rui Hachimura.
It was like a masterclass in how to neutralize a dominant player.
And that's what makes this Lakers team so dangerous.
They can adjust their schemes to take away specific threats.
It's not just individual brilliance. It's smart team defense.
And that's what makes them a contender.
It does.
They've got the offense, they've got the defense.
And a coach who knows how to bring it all together.
But the big question remains,
Can they overcome this injury?
can they keep this trajectory going without Doncic?
That's the million-dollar question, and it's a question we'll be exploring more in our next segment. So we're back, and, before the break, we were talking about that incredible defensive performance against the Nuggets.
Yeah, and how Doncic's injury really changes things.
It really does throws a whole new variable into their championship hopes.
Just as things were coming together, too.
Such bad timing.
Really tests their depth now.
Absolutely, but, even with Doncic out, I still think there are reasons to be optimistic.
Okay.
I mean, look at that Nugget the game. You had guys like Austin Reaves stepping up.
Yeah, he had 23 points.
23 huge naps.
He's become a fan favorite, for sure.
All that energy and hustle.
Clutch plays, too.
He's like a spark plug.
But can he do it consistently?
Right. Is one game enough to say he can fill that void left by Doncic?
Good question, and I'm not sure our sources really dig into that.
Yeah, we'll have to see how he does over the next few weeks to really gauge, if he can take on a larger role.
What about Hachimura?
Yeah, he had a solid game, too.
21 points.
He can score from anywhere.
So even without Doncic, you've got LeBron, you've got AD, you've got Reaves, you've got Hachimura.
That's a good core.
Do you think that's enough firepower to stay competitive while Doncic is out?
I mean, LeBron's still LeBron.
Averaging over 25 points a game.
And AD, when he's healthy,
It's a force.
dominant in the paint.
And they both got that leadership, that experience.
Which will be crucial during this stretch.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of AD, let's talk about that Lakers defense.
Oh, man.
Shutting down Jokic like that.
12 points.
That was unbelievable.
What made them so effective?
They were disciplined.
Okay.
They were disruptive. They didn't just try to contain Jokic.
Yeah.
They fronted him in the post. They doubled him when he got the ball.
Forcing him into those tough shots.
Get him completely out of his rhythm.
Sounds like they had a really well-defined game plan.
They did.
Think they can replicate that against other elite big men.
It's not easy to shut down a guy like Jokic every night.
Sure.
But the Lakers showed us it can be done.
Yeah.
If they keep playing with that intensity, that focus, they could be one of the best defenses in the league.
So they've got the talent.
They do.
They've got the coaching.
Definitely.
They've got the
Now,
defense.
the pieces are there.
But can they overcome this injury?
That's the big question.
Can they stay in the championship hunt without Doncic?
The next few games are going to tell us a lot.
Make or break time.
Yeah, they need to prove they're more than a one-man show.
What do you think are the biggest things they need to do to be successful during this stretch?
Well, first and foremost,
Yeah.
they got to stay healthy.
Of course.
Can't afford any more injuries, especially to LeBron or AD.
Health is always key.
Especially now with Doncic out.
What else?
Those role players got to keep stepping up.
Like Reaves?
Reaves, Hachimura.
Yeah.
They've got a chance to prove themselves.
That next man up mentality.
Exactly.
That defense needs to remain a constant force.
They showed us they can shut down the best.
They got to bring that same energy every night.
Because defense
with
depth.
championship.
So we've got defense depth.
And health.
What about that mentality? Oh, yeah, that team-first mentality.
We saw it against Denver.
They got to support each other, stay connected, believe in themselves.
It's all about chemistry and resilience.
They need to rally around each other and prove they're a team.
Not just a collection of stars.
Exactly.
This could be an opportunity for them
It could.
to show their depth.
They're resilient.
In that championship melon.
A fascinating story unfolding, and we'll be here to see how it all plays out.
We've given you a lot to think about today. A deep dive into the Lakers, their strengths, their weaknesses.
The challenges they face.
And now we want to hear from you. All right, so we've really examined this Lakers team.
From top to bottom.
That win against Denver.
Doncic's performance before the injury.
Their depth, their defense.
A lot to unpack.
But it really comes down to this. Can they actually win a championship? Especially with Doncic out.
The million-dollar question, right?
Seriously. And that timing couldn't have been worse.
Right, when they were hitting their stride, proving everyone wrong.
And then, bam, injury.
It's tough, but, it might actually be a good thing.
How do you figure?
It's a test of their character.
Their resilience.
How they adapt.
So what makes you think they can handle this?
I keep going back to that Denver game.
Yep.
It wasn't just about individual talent.
Right.
It was the way they played together.
That intense execution.
That's what stood out to me.
Even before Doncic got hurt, they were showing they were more than just one guy.
Exactly, and that's why I'm optimistic. They've got a solid foundation.
LeBron Reaves, Hachimura, guys who can step up.
And Coach Ham.
Yeah, he's been
building that culture of teamwork,
getting
the most out of his guys.
That's crucial during times like this.
It really is.
So, yeah, I think they can contend even without Doncic.
I think so, too, but it's not going to be a walk in the park.
Definitely not what needs to happen.
Health is number one.
Always.
Can't afford to lose anyone else, especially LeBron or AD.
And those role players.
Got to keep contributing.
Consistently.
Wings, Hachimura, all of them.
And that defense.
Can't
they shut down Jokic.
They can shut down anyone.
If they bring that same intensity every night.
Defense wins championships.
So, health role players, defense, Anything else?
That belief.
Okay.
They gotta stick together.
Trust each other.
Play with that same grit we saw in Denver.
This is their chance to prove everyone wrong.
Turn this challenge into a triumph.
Show us what they're really made of.
They're gonna be fun to watch.
Absolutely. So there you have it, our deep dive into the Los Angeles Lakers.
We've covered a lot.
Their strengths, their weaknesses, those lingering questions.
And now it's your turn.
What do you think? Can the Lakers overcome this injury and reach their full potential?
What needs to happen for them to be successful?
Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives throughout the season.